Good morning, guys. It is January 25th, 2023. In this video here, I want to talk about not downplaying certain positions um, in the workforce. So, um, one thing that I've noticed is oftentimes there's a lot of people who just frown upon certain jobs like that aren't super high end, so to speak. Um, you know, they think, oh, you don't want to be a plumber. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do janitorial work. You don't want to do, you know, carpentry. You know, you want to go up to, be a teacher or some high end executive, you know, supervisor or, you know, be um, a lawyer or a doctor or some high-end position, and it's just a bunch of bullcrap. And I'm not saying that those positions are not valuable. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, do not think that everybody has to do that stuff. If somebody wants to be a plumber, let them be a plumber. If somebody wants to be an electrician, let them be an electrician. If someone wants to get into janitorial work, let them be a janitor. If somebody wants to, you know, get into HVAC, let them go into HVAC. If somebody wants to be a repair technician, let them be a repair technician. Those positions are important. And not everybody wants to do the same thing. I do not want a high-end position. I like working with my hands and I like getting stuff done. You know, repairing stuff. I mean, if you've seen some of my videos on my channel, that's kind of what I like to do. I like to repair appliances. I like to repair things around the home. I like to do things that are more on that level, you know? And that's just where my mind goes. But yet, people look down upon that stuff. And I want to bring this up. This is a very important thing to think about. If you are looking to downplay those positions and you are looking at, like, oh no, you have to be some high-end executive position, you have to do, you know, a fancy job, you have to be working in an office and treated like royalty and all this stuff. I mean, are those positions for some people? Absolutely. But, you know, I want to bring this up. If you think so badly of people who go into these so-called non-popular jobs, such as plumbing, electrical, HVAC, janitorial work, carpentry, all these other jobs manufacturing, things like that. If you think so low of that stuff, then why don't you just not call a plumber? Oh, but my toilet's acting up and it's being weird. Okay, well, you've discouraged people from going into that field, so maybe you don't need plumbers. Or an HVAC contractor. You might as well not contact an HVAC contractor because you have discouraged people from going into that field. Oh, but I don't have heat or air conditioning. So, you've discouraged people from going into that field, and you look down upon it. You know? So maybe you don't need those services. Think about that. If you want those services, if you want somebody to be able to come out and do some plumbing work or some HVAC work for you, then stop treating them like crap. Let people do what they want to do. Let people enjoy the field that they want to be in. Because this whole thing of, you know, oh, you don't want to do that. That's a low-end job. Oh, you don't want to do this because, you know, you won't get paid well, or you won't do this, or you won't be. I mean, who gives a flip? If somebody wants to go and do that kind of work in that field, then they should be able to do that. As long as it pays their bills and stuff, that's, what they do. And it's not always about making a ton of money. First of all, you gotta be frugal with what you have coming in. You gotta work with what you have coming in. Now, I understand that there are some jobs that are just flat out not gonna pay the bills, and I get it. But you have to think, maybe you shouldn't have a car payment. Maybe you shouldn't have, an outrageous, you know, cable bill or phone bill or internet bill or something. Maybe you shouldn't have, you know, certain things in your life. Maybe you shouldn't be buying things on Amazon all the time. Maybe, so you've got to think about your budget too. Because it's not all about the income. Because you can live on a lot less than you think you can if you cut out unnecessary things. Now, I'm not saying that a high income is bad, and I'm not saying that these things that I'm mentioning spending money on is bad. But what I am saying is you've got to think about what is important, and it's just because money is not the end all be all, Yeah, sometimes you just have to do certain jobs just to get by, and I get that. But that's not all that it is. If you can financially do it, and cut out unnecessary expenses, then sometimes it's worth it to do a job that you enjoy. I mean, so it is going to vary on what you're going to do. This this is something that I take very seriously. Because everybody is gifted in different ways. Not everybody is gifted in the ability to go to college and get a degree and stuff. And I'm going to say this. Not everybody who goes to college and gets a degree actually uses it. So many people waste so much money on a college degree only to never use it. And I will not be a part of that. Because I can tell you most of the positions that I would be interested in, I would never, ever really need a college degree. And if they say I do, then I guess I'm not going to be working there. Because, you know what? I'm not playing these stupid games just to show that I went to college. You know? I guess there are certain positions that, yes, there is a point where, you need to have certain degrees and stuff. And I get that. Like, if you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or a surgeon or then yeah, that's important. But we have a bunch of stupid degrees out there right now that don't mean squat. I'm sorry, but there's so many degrees out there that are just fluff. And it's like, what is the point of that? You know? Because no employer is going to look at that and take that into consideration. And they're like, what? You studied this fluff that means nothing? I'm not impressed by that, you know? So, I'm not saying that there's no place for college. But what I'm saying is, it's not for everyone. And high-end executive positions or high-end jobs are not for everyone either. Because honestly, I don't want a high-end position. I want nothing to do with it. I don't want an office position. I want to work with my hands and get stuff done. I want to be moving around and doing stuff, cleaning, repairing things, doing things that's more hands-on. That's just where my brain goes. And to sit at a desk all day and work on a computer is not where my brain goes. I don't even function that way. That's just not how my brain is set up. I do not function that way. So, that would not be a good position. And I know people kind of roll their eyes at, doing physical work, but it's just, before all these high-end office jobs, that's all there was physical work. That's all that there was. You worked with your hands and you did physical work. And that's all you could do. And now it's being pushed in the opposite direction of you've got to do it all in your brain, and you have to write reports, and you have to do all this, and you have to do all that. You have to be highly educated, and you have to, and it's just not true. Not for every situation. And You cannot have a functioning economy if you don't have these people in these trades and doing these other positions, because we need them. You know? We need plumbers. We need electricians. We need HVAC contractors. We need appliance repair technicians. We need, you know, property management. We need all these positions. They're very, very important. And whether you want to believe that or not, they are absolutely vital, you know? And our society has been so brainwashed into thinking that the only good positions are these high-end positions. And it's just a bunch of crap, you know? So you're gonna look down on somebody who's working at McDonald's because they're not working in a high-end executive position, but you're willing to drive through McDonald's to get your hamburger? How do you think you're able to get that hamburger? It's because those people are willing to work those jobs to serve you. So that's something that I've noticed a lot the last few years. And it's just disgusting. Because they're like, oh, nobody wants to do that stuff. That's boring. That's low end. I mean, really? So you want to tell me that the guy working at Walmart, you know, shouldn't be doing that because he's got to be in this high end executive position? Sure, he may not be the vice president of Walmart, but he is working within the company and he is filling a position and he's doing his job, you know? Stocking shelves or doing whatever. I mean, this has just gotten stupid, people. I'm telling you. I mean, this has just gotten out of hand. And I don't put up with it, you know? So, the moral to this whole video is do not look down on certain jobs because you do not realize how important every job is. The guy working at the gas station down in the dumpiest part of the town is still doing a good job because otherwise we're not going to have a gas station down there. You know? There's no difference. No difference. And yeah, I mean, the pay is going to be different. Absolutely. Somebody who does certain work is obviously going to be paid more than somebody who does less. And that's just the way it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't be downplaying that because, there's always going to be low end positions and high end positions. in mid-level positions. And not everybody is going to be in this same boat. And not everybody has to do the same thing. Because if everybody went to the high-end positions, there would be nobody to fill the lower-end positions to make that company run or to make this economy flourish. I mean, people, use your brains. I mean, seriously. Because I'm getting sick of this eye roll at these, so-called low-end positions. And these positions that are physical labor. It's like, get over it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But don't tell me not to do that because it's a low-end position. I mean, I don't want to hear that crap. Period. And I've heard it a lot over the last several years, and I'm getting darn sick of it. So why don't you just shut your pie hole and let people do what they want to do? If it's the right position for them and it's the right job for them, let them do it. Because we need positions of all kinds. You know? And no, not every job is going to be pretty. Not every job is going to be clean. Not every job is going to be easy. You know? But people have to fill different positions. Or if we're not going to have a functioning economy. That's just the way it is. And you can argue with me all you want, but these are just the facts. You know? Everybody has a role to play. You know? And God has gifted everybody with different gifts and abilities. You know? I don't have the same gifts and abilities that, somebody else does. Some people are very, very tech savvy and able to fix computers all the time. I don't know squat about that stuff. The most advanced I've gotten is being able to actually record and upload videos like this to YouTube. That's pretty much it. But, but that same person may not know how to fix a toilet or, repair, a broken washing machine or dryer or vacuum cleaner or, whatever. It's like, so, and it doesn't make anybody any more or less. It's just we all have different gifts, skills, and abilities. And some things come more natural to certain people than others. So, anyway, I think that about does it for this video. Yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about that because that is so important, not to downplay certain positions because, let me tell you, if you want to shop at Walmart, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever, and you just look down upon somebody who works at Walmart, well then maybe you don't need Walmart. Maybe you don't need Target. Maybe you don't need these places because you're looking down on these people. And maybe we need stuff like that to happen to wake people up. You know, you're not going to have clean offices. You're not going to have plumbers and HVAC contractors. You're not going to have Walmart. You're not going to have Target. You're not going to have Home Depot. You're not going to have Lowe's. You're not going to have any of that because you have thought so low of those positions. Is that what needs to happen to wake these people up? I mean, seriously. This is how ridiculous this whole thing is. Because people do not see the importance of these positions. How do you think we get our products? You know, people look down on truck drivers. You know? Oh, they're just the scruffy old guy that's just driving a truck and stuff. How do you think we get our products? I mean, seriously, like, do you think that this stuff just lands on our shelves? You know, willy-nilly? No. How do you think we get it? You know? It's by manufacturing and shipping and trucking it in to get it on the shelves, to get it to you, the consumer. So if you think low of that, then why don't we just stop all that? And then you don't have any of that. You know? Seriously, I'm getting sick of that. I'm getting darn sick of it. And it's not only for myself, but I'm thinking about the people who are actually doing these jobs and how disrespectfully they have been treated, and how looked down upon they have been for the last several years. And I'm getting darn sick of it, and it needs to stop. So, anyway, just know the importance of positions and do not look down upon certain jobs. That's the whole message of this video. So anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.